Coming left is Kamara. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
Come on. Hey. Flag. Unlock right. Unlock. Go, Reed. Go.
They run it again with Kamara. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
They're going to try and throw. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and this defense holds on the Knights' opening drive. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks look all the time at manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
2nd and 5. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the 1st down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. The Saints had 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 41. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Go check, go check.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Watson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marco Wilson, and the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That's good for us Saints. Hey, check that. No. Ready.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 158. That pushes him past Randy Moss and into 4th place all time. And the Saints post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Right after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop it. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offense.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's in person or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner. Great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Jason Kabinda, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. On the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Drive about to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On first down, Watson. There's another catch by the running back, Nick Chubb. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. To the air yet again. Watson. Got a man. It's Schwartz, complete. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz, as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup, 1st down New Orleans. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
The gain of 5, 3rd and 7 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Dave's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Back to throw, Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, And the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. They find some open field here. And he's got this down to the 35.
53 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On 1st and 10, Watson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to have it here just past the 25.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
He's got this one completed to Mims.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. And sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Here's 2nd and 8. His throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Well, on 1st down, they run with Kamara. He'll take it forward for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Here's a 2nd and 7. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
The busy night continues for Kamara. And some room to run now. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. On the counter, here's Kamara. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I've played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And this Browns defense stands tall. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
To throw is Watson. They'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They go up the middle with Chubb. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Terrell Lewis. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taken in at the 22. A 55-yard punt that time with a return of about 14. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
57 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again is Watson. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. And it'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Here's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
The Saints on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
That's pulled in at the 32. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And Chubb will try the middle here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield. The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Watson now to throw.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Here we go with Kamara. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here. Second and 11. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football. I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Campbell making the catch. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. Now back to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come over to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the second half? It lets you know that you've got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.
So for New Orleans, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come back.
Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get the run around.
like your energy. I don't like that. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your energy. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. Let's go. Don't make me jog your memory. I did upgrade you, then upgraded the world, how they forgetting me. Please make it make some sense to me. How you talking about the greatest, still ain't greatest, mention me. Them bands, I want the symphony. 15 in it, wasn't instantly. Lately I've been catching plays, it's like it's meant to be. I got rich in the pandemic, meant to be. Don't do too much, I keep it simple. You clout chasing, trying to make the people feel you. Boys need to slow it down, I'm talking real screw. Penthouse at the top with the clear view. Oh, look, I don't like your energy. I don't like that. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your energy. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. Let's go. You not my kind, not no kin to me. Heard you told my girl about all of them that's DMing me. Why they hogging up the recipe? Heard they talking like I can't let Ken Wallace get ahead of me. Know your heart full of jealousy. All that acting tough. Damn, this must be a parody. Okay, 101 ain't no comparing me. Okay, wait, 2 on 2, that's like 4. They be sharing me. Okay, they working like the rent do. Rent got them going. That's what I'm into. Yeah, if I'm in it, then I own it, not a rental. No, I've been plotting on the lamb and the Benz cool. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I don't like your energy. I don't like that. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your energy. I don't like the fake handshake, snake